The Culinary Odyssey. The Portuguese influence on TamilCurry, colonial eras, and the modern-day evolution. After the conclusion of the medieval period, it was the Portuguese who emerged as the pioneering European power to initiate contact with the Tamils, marking a significant milestone in history. In previous explanations, I have extensively discussed the prosperous and vibrant trade that occurred between the Romans and the Greeks, who were commonly referred to as Yavanas in ancient Tamil literature. This trade relationship thrived predominantly during the first millennium, serving as a crucial link between these two civilizations. However, as the second millennium commenced, this flourishing trade encountered a significant disruption caused by the long-lasting and impactful Crusades. Spanning several centuries, the Crusades effectively rendered the Mediterranean Sea, Arabian Ocean, and Indian Ocean inaccessible to Europeans, thereby causing a major disturbance in the established trading routes that had facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and culture between the Europeans and the Tamils. This disruption had far-reaching consequences, altering the dynamics of trade and commerce in the region. During the medieval period, the spice trade was dominated by Arab traders who held a virtual monopoly, especially when it came to black pepper. These traders cleverly exploited their advantageous position by imposing exorbitant prices on the European market. The demand for black pepper was incredibly high, to the extent that it was frequently bartered for gold. In fact, in certain kingdoms, black pepper was even accepted as a form of tax payment, which gave rise to the term pepper tax. This historical phenomenon highlights the immense value and significance that black pepper held during that time. The desire to reach the spice land of the Tamils, known for its exotic flavors and valuable commodities, ignited a fervent exploration among Europeans. Eager to find an alternative route, the Spanish took the initiative, embarking on a daring voyage led by the intrepid Christopher Columbus. Sailing westward, Columbus's journey eventually led him to the enchanting lands of the Caribbean and South America, forever altering the course of history. During his second voyage, he brought chilies to Europe. The chili caught the attention of the Portuguese, who decided to conduct a market viability study on it. Upon recognizing the superiority of chilies over black pepper and their potential as a replacement, King Manuel I of Portugal assigned Vasco da Gama with the responsibility of introducing and promoting chilies in the spice-abundant region of the Tamils. Multiple authors have claimed that the Portuguese were the first to arrive in India and initiate the spice trade. However, this understanding is now considered to be flawed. In reality, it was the Portuguese who arrived in the region of the Tamils, particularly the Cheras, one of the three ancient Tamil dynasties. Understandably, his meeting with the king did not end well. He likely presented the chili to the king, who mistakenly believed he was a potential buyer interested in purchasing spices, including black pepper. As a result, he was promptly expelled. After their initial departure, the Portuguese reappeared and took control of Kochi. It was from this location that they began cultivating chili and exporting it to various destinations, including the nearby island of Ceylon, which they reached in 1505. In Sri Lanka, the term kopchi kai is still used to refer to green chili. In Tamil, kai means unripe fruit. The chili initially came from Kochi and was later recognized as kopchi kai, or the unripe chili from Kopchi, with an extra ch in it. It is not surprising that the marketplaces where the kopchi kai was sold came to be known as kopchi kadai, with kadai referring to the selling outlets or markets, a shortened version of kopchi kai kadai. Even today, in the Sri Lankan capital, Colombo, and the nearby town of Negombo, there are vibrant neighborhoods referred to as kopchi kadai, proudly showcasing the Portuguese influence and their introduction of chili. Neither the Dutch nor the British, who succeeded the Portuguese as colonial powers, attempted to change the name. Back in Kochi, the Portuguese faced limitations in expanding their colony due to the emergence of the formidable empire of the city of Wijaya. This empire exerted its influence by expanding southwards and consolidating its territory. Consequently, the Portuguese agreed with the powerful empire, allowing them to maintain trading posts not only in Kochi but also along the Coromandel coast. In 1510, the Portuguese established their colony in Goa, marking the longest European occupation in the Indian subcontinent. They also directed their attention towards the island of Ceylon and the pearl-rich Gulf of Mannar. The lucrative pearl trade prompted them to seize the surrounding islets, a development that took place in the early 15th century according to some historians, possibly between 1499 and 1502. A significant number of these islets were part of the Yalpanam, Jaffna, Tamil kingdom. It was in these Tamil islets that the Portuguese introduced chili and various new vegetables, sparking a culinary renaissance known as the curry renaissance. The Yalpanam, Jaffna, Tamil kingdom was later conquered by the Portuguese in 1616, resulting in one of two Tamils' traditional homelands falling into Portuguese control. The Portuguese eventually lost this colony to the Dutch around 1640, who held it until 1796 when it was peacefully transferred to British rule. Therefore, before British colonization, the Tamils experienced almost 300 years of Portuguese and Dutch rule, during which the cuisine underwent a renaissance. This was not the case for the Tamils in their other homeland in the southern Indian subcontinent, where the Portuguese initially arrived. In the era of British colonization, the Tamils living in both areas came under British control. Nevertheless, the British authorities opted to administer each country independently. As we noted above, the Tamil community in British Ceylon experienced the curry renaissance, which started to resonate with the Tamils in British India. This was mainly a result of heightened travel and interaction between the two regions under one colonial power, which was not the case during the Portuguese and Dutch occupations. It is important to mention that before 1796, when the British gained control of the Tamil areas in Ceylon, Sarkar-Din Muhammad, a man from Bengal, arrived in the UK in 1786. In 1810, he established the first Indian curry house in London, known as the Hindustani Coffee House. The significance lies in the fact that he brought with him the culinary influences of Clive Roberts, his soldiers, and Tamil chefs who had originally introduced these flavors to Bengal in 1757. Without a doubt, it can be stated that the curry that was introduced in the UK belongs to the pre-chili era. This tradition carried on with the boat boys, who were originally employed to work on British ships in Calcutta but would jump ship upon reaching London due to the grueling labour. These boat boys also went on to open restaurants in various cities across England. During the Civil War for Independence and the establishment of Bangladesh in the 1970s, immigrants from East Pakistan swiftly joined the effort of launching curry houses, commonly referred to as Indian curry houses. Afterward, Indian-origin immigrants from Eastern Africa residing in the UK endeavoured to popularise the curry dish, transforming it into a post-chili version. As a result, they innovatively created a curry paste that they considered to be a revolutionary idea. Nevertheless, while going through the process, they incorporated certain elements that were not meant to be included, resulting in a significant departure from the original Tamils version of the curry paste that Tamils continue to make for special occasions. All led to confusion and the curry crisis as we see today. The Tamil community, both locally in India and Sri Lanka and globally, has a rich history of utilizing curry powder, also called curry thole, which originated during the Tamil-Portuguese era. This distinct spice blend has its roots in the islands where the Portuguese initially formed settlements nearly 500 years ago. In the UK, you can now enjoy the true flavors of Tamil curry, an authentic dish that has undergone significant development and modernization over the past 450 years. European influences from the Portuguese, Dutch, French, and British have played a crucial role in transforming this curry into what it is today. Curry developed further after the end of the British era following the WW2. By reaching a broader audience, we can effectively address the curry crisis, which essentially stems from an authenticity crisis.